All right, we're here, season 3, Backbreakers and Bites. First guest of the new season, Dustin Lampros.
Let's go.
We're your hosts, Dan, Ricky. Had to put that in there because AI thinks his name is Eric Garcia.
Does it really?
Yeah, dude. Someone pulled up our show and they said so many nice things about us, and then it goes, "Who's the host?" Eric the Chef Garcia. I was like, who? But anyway, we're here at. You want to say it since you just figured out how to pronounce it?
Souvlaki
Your
Time?
lips are like shaking.
I know, I'm so nervous. Souvlaki Time?
Souvlaki Time.
Souvlaki Time.
Yeah.
Dustin, tell us why you picked this place.
Souvlaki Time is a very special place to me. It's a restaurant that's been sponsoring me for probably the past 5 years now, and they're a Greek family that I met here one day ordering. I told them I was an amateur, and I said, "Yo, I'm Greek too. You guys should sponsor me." And from there, it just kind of built a relationship, and now they're like my family. And I just had to show them some love and some really good food too.
I've never had Greek food ever in my entire life, and I learned today that it's not pronounced gyro.
Gyro.
It's pronounced Hero.
Euro.
Is that what?
Euro.
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 What did Renee say inside?
She said Euro.
No, she did not.
Just take the G
But
off.
you can say gyro.
Yeah,
That's fine.
That's the Americanized version.
I want to say Hero. All right, I'll figure it out.
Euro.
Euro.
It's like
Euro.
it's like a Spanish J. Yee.
That's racist.
A little bit. But yeah, Dustin is a champion in Shamrock FC. You may have heard that in a couple of our past episodes. Pretty big promotion. He's been on The Ultimate Fighter. And what makes him especially interesting is he catches predators in his spare time. You want to tell us a little bit about yourself, a little detail on some of that? We're going to dig into it, but just...
Yeah. No, I'm 9-0 as a professional MMA fighter. I hold the title at Shamrock FC featherweight. I defended it in my last fight, and then now March 22nd, I'm going to be fighting for the 135 title there for Shamrock. So it's pretty cool. Become double champ, go 10-0. I found like a pastime or like a part-time thing almost with this predator catching. I started an organization with my friend Ryan Montgomery called 561 PC, and basically, that's the area code of where we're at down here, and we have online decoys that pretend to be 13, 14-year-old boy or girls, and we have these accounts set up, and basically these decoys wait. And when I say decoys, there's 3 different decoy groups I work with. They're all like nonprofit groups.
So these are people you found? You this is something you looked up? I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, no, it wasn't something I didn't look for this or find it. Ryan brought it to my attention how bad this side of the world, like he brought up this dark side,
Right, but like the decoy groups.
Yeah,
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Exactly. And basically, what's up, brother?
Good.
What's going on, man?
No, you're good. So Ryan Montgomery showed me this side of the world, and it was bad, right? I'm like, yo, this stuff's disgusting. I want to do, but can we do something about it? And he was like, yeah. He goes, I've never had anyone else that would want to take it serious and do something in person as well. So we started 561 PC, and basically we have these groups that we work with that do decoying. They have accounts online that are that are set as like 13, 14 years old, and they'll wait for grown adults, women or men, to message them. And when they do, they'll respond like, well, hey, I'm only 13, I hope you don't mind. And it goes from there to see if the individual is going to make the right decision or not, and
Since we're on this, I was going to ask you these questions later, but since we're talking about it, like, how soon do these people end up messaging the decoys, like within you guys opening up a profile? Like, how quick are they?
It's sporadic. It could be 20 in 20 minutes, or it just depends.
That's
depends who's on there. Yeah. I mean, it's crazy, right? It's crazy, and these decoys that I have, they're not like paid or anything, so they do it as they can. They work as they can. So we're not even like, there's not even like the sense of urgency where we're literally nonstop all day putting our full-time energy into this, and we're still catching a couple a week. For the groups that do this full-time and that's what they do, they're catching multiple a day.
Jesus.
Yeah.
So
Man.
all this stemmed just from a conversation with Ryan.
Yeah,
And
we
then,
just
like,
had a
How soon before you guys put on the first profile and caught the first
the next
predator?
day.
Oh my god.
Wow, man. You know
That's
what I've noticed
disheartening.
too in your videos? It's like a lot of like men picking up little boys.
Yep. Well, right now, the main decoys I've been working with are using our boy decoys, so that's why.
So what are they on, like Grinder?
Yep.
Oh my god.
They'll be on Grinder. They'll have the account set up. Someone will message them. They'll be like, "Hey, I'm only 14 or 13. I hope you don't mind." And then,
Dude, God bless these decoys, man, to be
Yeah.
sitting on Grinder all day.
yeah, 100%. Uh-oh.
Hey, good, come on in.
What
Let's
is
do it.
Renee? What is this?
What is this? This is
Oh my-
Souvlaki Time food.
How you doing? I'm Gus. I'm
Hello,
Renee's
Gus.
Yeah,
husband.
this is
Dan.
Nice to meet
Yeah.
you. He was just talking about
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if we could.
Dustin is really good
Your
kid.
ribeye?
Really good kid.
Nah,
Love to help him out. He helps a lot of people out. He's a good person.
Nah, they're
You know,
the
thank
best.
And looking like a future champion, so
Yeah.
that doesn't hurt.
Oh,
We
yeah.
got
double champ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
March 22nd, fighting for the 35 title now. So,
Damn.
yeah.
Got those spicy
All right,
fries.
guys, enjoy.
Oh my goodness.
Perfect.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Love you, Renee. Hey, Brendan.
Yeah, just water for me.
Water.
You hearing it? It's like we can get a video of us like talking and get like Souvlaki.
Make us look skinny.
It's a hard ask. Don't listen to him.
Yo, welcome to some Greek food.
All right, I cannot wait to try this
Yo,
Yeah, we can start with
because
that.
I've never had Greek food before.
Really?
This is my first time.
appreciate it,
Well,
man.
hopefully
Oh,
the first won't be the last.
for sure.
Thank you so much, brother.
Yeah.
So dig in whenever you want, man. We're just getting used to
Yeah.
some eating sounds on the podcast, and we'll interrupt you a little bit.
Yo, can I pray for us? For
Go ahead, man.
Do
Let's
your
go.
thing.
Yo, dear God, thank you so much for having us all here today. Getting to, learn a little bit about each other and, eat some really good food. Just bless, and I thank you, Lord, and please bless this food in Jesus' name. Amen.
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 Let's go.
Hey, so one of our friends was wanted me to ask you this question. It's real.
Yeah.
Who looks more like the predator, Dan or myself?
You don't want to ask that question.
And
dude.
don't be fooled by his eyes.
That's because I said he's got some crazy
Yes.
looking eyes. Honestly, it could be either. It could be either of you because
come in
in
all shapes and
reality,
sizes.
there's no judging a book by its cover. Yeah.
Can you spot these people pretty, like the second they pull up, can you spot them easily?
Yeah, because I already know what they look like, and
True.
or our decoys are so good that they get a confirmation photo of the guy saying I'm on my way, and they send a selfie,
Damn.
so they're in the outfit.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Do you want to just keep rolling with these questions first since we're already talking about it?
Well, we'll get back to it. Generally, what we like to do is a big part of this, since we bring you guys out to eat. It's a personality thing. People want to get to know the
All
person
right.
behind the fights,
Dustin, hold on.
Oh yeah, he does a thing where he gets you real nice and pretty, eating the food, looking crazy.
Let's do it.
All right. Dustin, so what we eating?
We're eating some Souvlaki Time, some Greek food, baby. We got a skewer, some rice, some beef and lamb, and we're chowing down. Let's go.
Nice.
We gotta go?
Perfect. It was perfect.
So yeah, we want to get your roots, your background, all that stuff out the way first. Let the people know about Dustin. Not just the fighter, about
Yeah.
Dustin. We did check out you on The Ultimate Fighter. I think I learned a little bit about your background just from that. You said you came from Illinois,
Yep, Southern Illinois in a small town called Freeberg.
and so when you fought in Shamrock, you're not from that area. Then that's just where you happen to fight.
Yeah, I mean, I'm from like an hour away. It was like, the nearest promotion to where I was at when I was growing up as an amateur.
Yeah. So you grew up in Illinois. How'd you start MMA? Something with self-defense, right?
Well, so I always was a huge fan, right? I saw the first Ultimate Fighter. I was like, yo, that looks cool. Always thought it'd be cool to do. But where I'm from, it's a farm town, middle of nowhere. So it's not like there is much of it, like anything like it out there. And I swear it's destiny, man. I had a kid. My mom lived in the trailer court, and kids were always outside playing, and we always kind of just had our screen door open during the summer. And I remember this kid ran in. He's like, "Yo, what up, Dustin?" He's like, he had a black eye, I was like, yo, why are you a black guy? He's like, oh, I train MMA now. And I was like, no way. What do you, or he said, I'm training jiu-jitsu and all this. I was like, yo, I want to do it, So I went in there and kind of did a couple classes or whatever. Nothing, like maybe once a week or so. And then it was on my 15th birthday. My dad was buying tickets to a local show. And the promoter goes, because he told me, yeah, my son does a couple classes. He's 14. He loves it. He goes, well, what do you want? He asked my dad, does your son want to fight? And he goes, well, I was getting these to like go for his birthday because it's on his birthday. He's buying like a little table for me. And he's like, I'll ask him. So he asked me. I was like, yo, let's do it. And I had my first fight, a kickboxing fight on my 15th birthday. And that's how I got into the world of martial arts.
That's a cool story.
Yeah.
So that was just, the opportunity just came straight to you via your dad.
Yep.
Right? Nice.
Yep. Shout out to Pops.
So you got a fight after that, or you just started training seriously after that?
Well, nah, I just I was still in high school, I was like an average, I was like your average kid, I played on all the sport teams, played football, baseball, trained once in a while when it felt cool to do it. I wasn't serious.
No, like no wrestling background?
No wrestling background. I tried it in 4th grade for 3 days and I hated it. Yeah. They're like, your son's a scrapper. That's how I got my nickname, was football. And they're like, your son's a scrapper. Like, he should try wrestling. And the football coaches at the time were like the wrestling coaches too. So we went over and tried it out, and I absolutely hated it. And I was like, nah, this is not for me. And go figure, how I look at it now, God was trying to help me out and say, yo, let's get you started early. And look, now I'm a fighter. So,
besides MMA, are you into basketball, football, any other sport, or not really?
like watching it?
Yeah.
No, I try to force myself to. I don't really get into it. I played football and baseball literally since kindergarten to my senior year of high school.
Dude, you're the second person. You know who's the first one?
Yeah.
I can't sit through it.
Well, I just don't care. I don't have a favorite team. It's like
it sucks. People that watch football and basketball suck.
How dare you? I wasn't into it either for a long time.
I just don't care.
So what position did you play in football?
I was a running back.
A running back? Yo, that's crazy.
It's getting even crazier. I actually started at fullback. I was a fullback, and then I got sent to running back. Yeah.
So for the people that don't know,
Oh my God.
both of those positions involve just running into people at full speed.
Yeah, and that was something I was really good at. I wore a cowboy collar, and I would just. That was when football wasn't so soft, and there was no leading with a helmet or whatever. But
Yep.
even putting down is like not allowed now or something. I don't know. I don't really watch it, but dude, I was not fast. I was one of the slowest people on the team. Literally, I was so slow. Great. So this is weird. I was super slow when I would take off the ball or when I'd be running, but my acceleration I was like one of the quickest, right? So off the go, I was really fast. But once I'd get going, I would make a breakaway and it wouldn't be too long before someone got me. I just was not a fast person growing up, and now that's changed. But yeah, I was not fast, but I hit hard. I was just mean, and that's why I was scrappy in football. I got it from football. I would get in fights all the time on the field, or my goal in football wasn't to. This is also how I knew I was a fighter. My goal in football never was to win. I never really cared. I just wanted to hit people. I'm serious. I would just give me that football. There's an open lane. There's a guy, free safety, wanting to tackle me. Let's go try to run him over. That was my style. So.
Did you take a bite of yours already?
Oh yeah, man, it's all over the place right now.
This is really good.
Yeah, it's beef and lamb.
Oh, so you're eating yours all like nice and stuff.
Oh,
I'm
my
over here
goodness.
just like it's all over me.
I need to get that.
Renee was right.
Hey, feel free to take one if you want.
Dude, this is really good.
I think these aren't spicy enough to where you could accept this.
Oh, it isn't?
Yeah, because it's a running thing now. I tell everybody he can't even handle Cholula. I don't know if you've ever had Cholula hot sauce.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he starts sweating profusely. That's why he wears the hat so you can't see it.
the sun is melting. Well, that tastes good.
So where'd you start training? I know you met Tyron Woodley at some point.
So, fast forward a couple years, had a couple kickboxing fights, kind of trained.
You bastard. That's hot.
It's not hot at all, but good.
So I go to this.
It's good, though.
I go to this church in Washington Park, Missouri, with my dad, and we've never been there. My dad pours concrete for a living, and he poured like a little sidewalk for this church, and they invited him, so we go. And they're like, yeah, that's my son. And it was just after like one of my kickboxing fights or something or whatever. And this is when I was starting to like kind of want to get more serious in it. And they're like, oh, do you know who Tyron Woodley is? He goes here. Like, he works the sound booth actually or something. And so we're like, no, like I didn't really know, So I met him.
What time was this around when he was in Strike Force?
Yeah, and he was in Strike Force. This was before he fought Paul Daly. This was like I was 15, 16 years old, so
Didn't he wrecked him, right?
I think so.
He wrecked everybody back then, dude.
Nate Marquardt was the one who
Yeah, he got that Tekken combo on him.
Mm-hmm. That was crazy. I got a story about that. That's funny. But yeah, so I met Tyron. Tyron goes, yo, in 2 years, I'm going to have my own gym called the ATT Evolution. Come by and train. Went to his truck. He gave me like a T-Wood shirt, like old school. I still got it.
Nice.
I always send it to him like on his birthday and stuff. Like I said, like, yo, it's still repping, But so fast forward, I didn't really train, whatever. And then I was playing in an all-star game, Illinois versus Missouri for football. And I was over there, and it was after the game. My dad's like, so now what? Like, you're senior, like, football's not, sports are done. You never got good. He's like, what are you going to do? I'm like, I want to fight. I was like, I want to try to take fighting seriously. So my dad had Tyron's number saved. We call him. He's like, yep, just opened up 2 months ago. He said, come by. We go up there, and then the rest is history. Started training under Tyron. And, it wasn't like, it was more like training with him at the time. He was busy with his career. His career is just getting signed. He's in Strike Force at the time, but he's about to get signed to the UFC. He's like 28, 29, 30 at this time. So he had a lot, you know what I mean? That'd be like me right now trying to run a gym and have students.
Your hands are full.
Yeah. So I went there and, I had like 3 amateur fights under him, and I was 20, and that's when he was like, you need to go to American Top Team. So I packed my car and went down, and he kind of gave a call down to help me get in, and that's how that all started.
So Tyron, was he, man, I always mix up the gyms up there. Was he training with Duke Rufus?
No, maybe now he does, yeah, but not at the time, no.
Oh, okay, because I thought maybe that was his roots. I know he was with ATT for a while, so I didn't know if you got some of that.
Oh, yeah, I trained at ATT for like 3 years.
Yeah.
That's where I met Johnny, and
so you're at Killcliff now, right?
Yeah, Killcliff now, yep.
So what made that move happen?
Well, so it was like 2017, 18. My mom wasn't doing too well, and I kind of was like in a position where I needed to go home. My mom was like raised my little brother at the time, and I just figured, I don't know, it's just she was in a rough spot, and my little brother was only like 7th, 8th grade, and I just felt like I needed to go back home and help out, So I went back home, 2018. I went back home for like 6-7 months at the end of 17, yeah. And when I left, I decided to come back after, like 6 or 7 months. And when I tried coming back, I don't know, Conan, the head coach at ATT was just like, this ain't the gym for you anymore, or he said, well, why do you think we owe you anything? I don't know. The manager, Richie, was like...
That was really nice of him.
Yeah, what's crazy? I have no ill feelings. And I'm not, this isn't talking bad. You guys can post this, because it's not talking bad. I have no ill feelings towards Richie or Conan or anybody over there. I think they're all, I hope they all succeed or whatever.
Not to cut you off, was this during the time when they were closing off to like pros only and trying to move everything up?
No, this was before. So for some reason, I don't know, I guess Richie didn't like me. I'm not sure. Richie, if you could answer that. I don't know what the deal was. I was 2-0 as a pro, and I texted Dean Thomas, said, hey, I'm coming back. He said, let's go. Let's keep the ball rolling. And then it was like, I don't know what you did. You pissed Richie off somehow, because I don't know what, they basically don't want you coming back here. So I'm like, what? Like, I've been there for 3 years. Like, I was there on the pro team as an amateur for 3 years, and then I turned pro and go 2-0 as a pro, and then I try to come back, and then they say...
I think for whatever reason, some people just fabricate stuff and then just live off that. Like, you did them dirty.
I have no idea what his reason was. I never really got an explanation other than, this isn't the gym for you, blah, blah, blah. That's what he said. He said, hey, it's not the gym for you anymore. You need, go to somewhere else, like to this place, and then maybe you can come back. No idea. Don't understand it. I think it was God sent, and then fast forward, a mutual friend of Henry Hooft connected us, and I went over there and met Henry, and then been there for 6 years now.
I mean, you're mainly your base is striking, right?
Well, I like to strike when I fight. I would say my ground game is probably better than my stand up. I just never get to use it.
Yeah, because all your fights end in like the first round.
Wow.
It's pretty crazy, man. But Henry Hooft is a great guy to have if you're a striker.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yep.
and
He
that
is.
gym, dude. You ever train with Tyrone Spong or any of them guys?
Oh yeah. For sure. Tyron will.
I couldn't even recognize that guy anymore. He looks completely different.
Yeah, long hair, big beard. No, Tyron comes in and helps the team out a lot. So there's definitely moments I get to work with him.
Yeah, like you said, man. Maybe it's God sent because that's an awesome opportunity.
Yeah, 100%. And obviously at first I was upset and thinking all these things, but everything happens for a reason, man. And that just the world shifted me to where I needed to be, and I'm cool with it.
So you're a top team. You said you're 2-0 before you broke off. How was that coming up, having the
No,
fights?
I was an amateur.
Oh, you were a 2-0 amateur?
No. I was an amateur for
And then you
3
went
years.
pro.
Yeah.
I left. I moved home. I turned pro. I went home.
Oh,
Came
so you weren't even training? You
No,
were
I
just
was
like at home?
I was just training back in St. Louis, kind of at a gym called Finney's MMA. That's actually the owner of Shamrock. I was training there a little bit and just training in my garage. My first 2
Damn.
pro fights. Yeah.
That's impressive, dude.
So that's when I knew I was like, all right, I need to go back.
Maybe that's what upset top team.
No, I repped them. No, it wasn't that. I don't know, man. Conan put his hands on my set when I told him I was leaving. He said, "Come back. You spent 3 years here. You're a good fighter. Let's keep. No idea. I walked in, Amanda Nunes, King Mo, Scrappy, and then Richie and Conan walked up to me because I walked. I was like, I ain't getting told no through an email.
Yeah.
Like, you guys got to tell me to my face, So what the hell? Like, what did I do? What is the Pedro Munoz yo, you're a good training partner for what? I don't know. So.
How was that from that moment when he breaks the news to you? You just take it like, all right, goodbye. You just walk out of it, or
Honestly, I was heartbroken, man. So, American Top Team. Before I knew Tyron, when I found out fighting, I was on YouTube seeing videos of the old ATT, whatever, and that's where I started. Was at the old one. I want to meet American, and that's why I believe destiny. I believe God had me. Because it was on my head. I'm like, man, why American Top Team? And then who do I meet at a church? Tyron Woodley. Who's connected to American Top Team? Tyron Woodley. Like, the line of events. So, yeah, man, American Top Team, man. Dude, I repped American Top Team. Like that was my dream, training there, but everything. So then, yeah, when I walk in and I said, what are you guys saying? What is it? Was it over money? Because when I was training down here as Amp 2, I was living, there's times I was out of my car. I didn't have money. There was 1 month, and I think this is what it was. I think it was over money. I think Richie, I couldn't afford the $100 or whatever it was, $150 a month. I said, hey, can you stop my card so I don't get charged? I said, I just won't come in, whatever. And I remember he got mad at the front desk lady because she went and told him or something. But that was the reason. I mean, dude, I was a 22-year-old kid trying to make it. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it was over that. Who knows? It doesn't matter. I swear.
you ended
Richie,
up in a better
Conan,
spot.
I love y'all, and I forgive you because God is good and it doesn't matter. It's all under the wind. But yeah, that initial point, bro, I was hurt. Mind you, I just moved back for that.
Right.
So I'm like, what do I do? I call King Mo. I said, what do I do? He's like, yo, check out Henry. I said, oh, I do know someone. Let me hit him up. Hey, yo, I was like, you still train with Henry? Yeah. I'm like, dude, you think I can, I can get in there? Let me talk to him. Oh, Henry said come by this day. Met Henry, and that was it. Hey, Henry said, I'll let you try out for a week. We'll see you, evaluate you, And it was the second day. He was like, yo, you train good. You're allowed. You're welcome, And I was like, that was it.
It worked out for the best.
Yeah.
So most of your pro fights are under Killcliff then?
All, yeah. I would.
Except for the 2 that you train on your own?
Exactly. All of them and the TUF show, yep.
Nice, dude.
So tell me, how was it getting on the TUF show?
Then you came back on the season after it had been gone for a while too.
Yeah, so dude, man, bro.
How was that whole experience?
I swear it sounds so cliche when I say everything meant to be, destiny, God. I'm 5-0. At the end of 2019, COVID hits. Shamrock's got shut down, all the promotions. There's only certain ones that are pulling off shows. So I'm sidelined, right? I go 5-0, then I'm sidelined for 18 months.
Damn.
Did that mess with your head?
No. So I talked to my agent, my manager at the time, Charles McCarthy, great dude, great friend of mine. He's helping me out. We're trying to. I was like, "What's next? What do we do?" You know, I was like, "Bro, I wish the Ultimate Fighter show." I'm like, "Dude, I'd be perfect for that, right?" And that was my dream. More than even being in the UFC, just being on the show. That was always my dream. 2 weeks go by. McCarthy calls me and said, "Yo, buddy, what's up?" I said, "Nothing. Just leaving the gym. What's going on?" He goes, "I just got off the phone with someone." He goes, "Guess what's coming back?" I go, "What?" He goes, "The Ultimate Fighter show." I go, "Shut up." I'm like, "Yeah, it's probably not my." He goes, "Guess what weights?" I go, "What?" He goes, 135, 185. I go, "You're lying." I said, "Charles, this is it. It's meant to be." And bro, 1,000 applicants, 8 are picked, and you know, I was one of them. You know, I got told way before the application, like the process, I knew I was on it. Like they told me like, "Hey, don't fight." So I didn't fight for like 5 months, 6 months. We were supposed to start filming in January. COVID pushes it to April, you know, towards April. So then another X amount of months. So yeah, man, I went into that, you know, without a fight in 18 months, but 1,000% had nothing to do with how the fight went for me. No.
Well, dude, you ended up fighting like the biggest sleeper on the show, honestly.
Yeah, no, honestly, this sounds crazy, and shout out to Vince Murdoch. I want that was the most ideal matchup for me. That was perfect, right? Like in my head, like I have way better ground. My whole point was like, all right, I'm gonna wrestle him at the end of the round. You know, I know we told like I had better ground, and he's a little smaller than me, shorter reach. He had 65-inch reach, or 64. I had 69. You know, like he's a little, like everything was like, I was like, dude, he's just a hard hitter. Perfect matchup. It's the best, right? Volkanovski's my coach, right?
Yep.
We're going over, how does he beat you? That's his strat. How does he beat you? He beats you, have your hands down, maybe trapping him and him trying to get out, you know? Okay, so we worked on, you know, we're not going to let that happen. Man, that fight was the best thing that ever happened to me. In hindsight, like, fast forward, realizing, like, sure, you got to say, well, nah, if you won, you would have been a semi. You would have probably got signed. You probably would have been fighting for a finale. Who knows? I would have fought Ludwig next. Probably would have beat him stylistically, right? Well, obviously, doesn't go exactly as you thought, because I thought I would beat Vincent. Dude, we go into that fight, and it's my first fight, and I was so confident. I swear on my life, I didn't think for a second that kid could touch me. I was like, he's too slow. He's just not going to be there. I'm not going to be there. I'm just going to bully him.
I thought it was a knee.
Yeah,
it was a knee, but he got clipped first.
No, it was, yeah. So,
because you were holding that fight down, man.
Yeah,
that punch
first,
just got
first
you.
18 months, our first fight, I'm so stoked. I'm out there, and I let my guard down. I started getting cocky, my hands down, walking him down, just trying to big doll my teeth kick him. You know, he goes against the cage, and I'm just there. And then, boom, I don't even see it coming. I don't know, I swear. That's why I say it was meant to be, because I've never not reacted to much. If you watch that, I didn't react. I didn't do nothing, get hit. I was there and just got clipped, right?
Dude, that shit hurt my feelings too, because I was watching it and I saw you put your hands down. I'm like, he's dominating this shit, but he's leaving himself open, and then he clipped you, and I'm like, fuck.
You know what's crazy? I'm big with my corners. When my corners talk, I hear everything.
Yeah.
Charles Rosa's usually in my corner. I hear everything. I'm like a video game. You can control me. I'm not saying nothing from Joe Volk's coach or Volk. I just didn't hear their Aussie voices. I didn't. No, I'm serious. Like I didn't hear.
Because you're so used to hearing.
Yeah, I didn't hear. And then they, you know, and no disrespect to Joe, but Joe brought up like, oh, we're gonna say sugar. We're gonna have code terms for
shit.
I don't remember that. You know what I mean? The fight starts. I didn't remember what sugar means, or I've never heard that in my life. It's
So
not,
they were
Dustin.
throwing you cues, you
yeah,
just
they're
didn't hear
throwing
them.
cues. I didn't.
Dustin, sugar.
And then he's like, keep his hands up, but Rosa would be screaming like, yo, your hands gotta be. I would be okay, got you. Like, you know. So, but bro, that was the best. That went exactly how it was supposed to be, man. You know, and I had this whole like, you know, this is before I came back to Christ, and I had this whole aura that I'm the man, that everything depends on me. Scrappy's the man. This is meant for me. All this stuff, and it was just a way of God showing you, nah, well, I'll take it like that from you.
Let me humble you real quick.
Yeah, please.
Is that what it was?
Oh yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Saying,
yeah.
It did sound like you were about to humble him.
No.
Yeah, I thought you said that. I was like, please, yeah.
I have no rights.
No.
I was like, Dustin's about to take you out, dude.
Flip the table.
Bro, that losing on the TUF show though was.
Dude, so after So that fight versus Murdoch happens. What happens? Because we don't see in the show like what happens afterwards. You just go back to the TUF house and just
For 5 weeks.
just soak in it. That's
5
all?
weeks. Listen to this. I haven't fought 18 months. TUF show got pushed off another 3 months. I was dieting for 6 months total. I'm shredded, right? I fight. I don't know how I lost. I didn't know. If you watch the video, I'm like, what do you mean? Like, how? Like, how did I lose, right? I'm freaking out on the producers. Shout out to Cole, and I'm sorry. I gotta see it. So Volk, it's past it now, sorry. He snuck a video of the replay and loved like the whole fight. So I was freaking out. I didn't know how. Can you imagine? You have no phone, no nothing. You just lost your first fight.
Dude, let's do this.
You don't know
You
anything.
guys have no.
I haven't lost like that. I've never amateur. I lost some decisions, but I've never been like nothing. I'm like freaking out, and then it was like Mother's Day coming up. You know, I was just all this emotions, bro. Bro, I got up to 172. The production team was trying to film me eating in the cat, dude. I was so depressed. I was eating myself like my sorrows away, dude. I was ordering steak, and so when you're on the Ultimate Fighter show, you get a list like of 10 lines every single day. Before bed, you fill out the list. Production team goes and gets it and fills it and puts it in your cubby.
You said 10?
Like, I don't know how many lines.
Is it for everybody's like 5, 10, 10, 10 or
No, there's just like just lines underneath your name. I don't know how many. You can put whatever you want. And I was ordering ice cream and steak. I got the one when Patty picked me up from the airport. He's like, yo, what? I was swollen, bro. It looked like I got.
You have a picture of that?
No, I wouldn't let. And I was so embarrassed. I didn't let anyone. I was like, yo, they were trying to like make that a thing. Like, I wouldn't let them. I was in my head. And now look back, I wish they would have. I would have like thought it was hilarious. But in the moment, I was so.
Dude,
how did I
right.
lose? And then I got to see this kid who, shout out to Vincent. Like I said, like before weigh-ins, he couldn't even stand up. Like he was like he had to keep his legs elevated. He couldn't do the walkthroughs like with everybody else.
You had a nasty weight cut too.
But no, I didn't though. That's how they make. That's how TV goes. Bro,
you were sweating. They're like, yeah,
I was
you can't make it.
I was 150 pounds when I flew into Vegas. When I started cutting weight for the fight, I was 150 pounds. 2 weeks later, bro, I didn't lose it. I was running 2 miles on the treadmill, barely a bead of sweat. It was so dry. If you look back and watch any of my
your lips,
bro,
yeah.
I broke out in cold sores all around my lips, bro. It was like the craziest thing. But no, I made weight the night before weigh-ins.
Oh my God.
No, listen, on the scale at the house, I lost 13 pounds. The scale at the house said I was money. We're good, right? So your guys' scale at the house says I'm fine. We get to the show, just for shits and gigs, I step on the thing. It says I'm over. I go, what do you mean? Folks like, yo, you gotta start. I start flipping. No. So
So that's
I did start. I fucking Abilened up and started cutting weight again. So then I get out, whatever. I go and I stand there, and they say he's 0.01 over. I start freaking out. They probably don't show it. I'm like, yo, you guys, that's your guys' scale. That's bullshit. Like, you guys are making me look like I've never missed weight, never came close to miss weight.
That's how they
Bro,
cut
I had
it.
so much energy. I was like, yo,
Damn.
I was pissed. Yeah. While like I said, no, Vincent's freaking lost 20 pounds of water.
Yeah, that's the guy you should have put the camera on for that.
Bro, and then they do that to me, bro. Everything about it, man, was like.
Volk's comments on it were funny though. He's like, hey, pass a few pebbles, it'd be all right.
I did though, so I go to the bathroom. They said Abilene up. I said I ain't doing it. I go to the bathroom. I'm still mic'd up.
Oh God.
I'm like, yeah.
Like the Tesla?
Yeah. I was in there. Shout out like that big. 2, 3 of them maybe. Literally look like little bird pellets. I come out of there. It was like not even 5 minutes, right? They're like, yo, you ain't gonna make, like, I go, put me on this scale. I get on scale. He's like, he's good.
Wow.
Yeah, so they don't show you that, but man, so much learning experience. Like, dude, after I made weight, I stuffed my face. I was so bloated when I was fighting Vince. I felt so full. That had nothing to do with my performance. But there's so much stuff that I realized, like, after that, I like went gluten-free. I want to eat gluten like after weigh-ins or nothing until after the fight, like, because I do gluten-free throughout my camp. So, bro,
Guess who's going gluten-free now?
bro, you go gluten-free,
That's
you'll drop
another-
15 pounds like this.
Yo, I've asked
Yeah, I
everybody.
was gonna say, Dustin, don't hype him up, man.
I've asked everyone on the podcast, like, their secret to losing weight. And, you guys cut weight, like, nasty water weight. Me and Dan, well, he used to compete.
Yeah. Oh, sick.
I haven't
More
like
jiu-jitsu, but
I haven't competed like in 15 years.
Yeah.
So like now I have a dad bod that I'm proud of.
Yeah.
But I would like to not be so bloated.
Yeah.
Dude, and every guest on, I go, hey, so what would you do? They're like, oh, do what is it? Do intermittent fasting, don't eat any carbs and that. So I listen to all their advice, and I just don't do it.
Oh, well.
But gluten-free, I could do that. I could read a package.
Don't eat anything with gluten. Don't try not to eat anything with added sugars, and don't eat 4 hours before bed, bro. I'm telling you, you'll have a six-pack within. I'm telling you, you'll have a six-pack within 3 months.
Guess how much I weigh? I'm 5'10".
this is a good one.
Ooh.
No feelings will get hurt. No feelings will get hurt.
You're 5'10". Can I
I
get
have A
higher,
cups. I have A cups.
higher than 2?
Yeah, for sure.
228.
I wish I was at 228, 240, 240. I think I carry it pretty well.
Yeah.
So black shirt's pretty slimming.
Yeah, all I have is black shirts at home.
Nah, we can get you a six-pack real quick.
How did Patty get his six-pack? Through you?
Just hard work. Dieting.
Every time I see a fancy car, I think he's pulling up.
Yeah, he might. He probably.
Is that him now?
Nah, he drives a big old truck. That's
Is
not
that
it.
him?
Yo, that sounded like that was gonna be like a V8.
Yo, it's perfect too, because that's all on camera.
That's a dirt bike engine.
A CC. That's 200 CC.
But he's got a dirt bike engine. No, honestly, I can't say anything. I never had a nice car before my Tesla, so.
Which we won't talk about how you stole that.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
that was a great price.
Yeah, had to.
So when you were in the TUF house, so you went 8 months?
No, 8 weeks.
8
Or
weeks.
no, like 6 to 8 weeks.
8 weeks of no videos.
No
no phones.
no-
nothing.
nothing.
No. Do you guys have video games in there,
No.
or it's just TV?
I think they might have added it at the end or something, but no, I don't even think so.
Oh, not
no.
even no TV.
No TV. No, nothing.
Jeez. All right. So when they show the pay-per-views, it's just that moment that you guys could sit around and watch the pay-per-views.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's a lot, bro.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Nah, it was, man, and it was just hard, like, because I didn't know how I lost, and I'm sitting there, man, I'm eating my food. I was so upset, because, like, it's just, like, I knew that was, like, 9 out of 10 times I take that win, you know, I'm like, oh, my gosh.
Dude, we hear the same story for a lot of, I think one of our other guests. Well,
Yeah.
he just won the championship. Roy Echeverria.
Well, he
Yeah.
did Contender Series, not tough.
No, not that, but like
Yeah.
he was so close in the Contender Series, and all the stars were aligned
Yeah.
for him. And he's like, I just got overconfident.
Yeah.
And boom, I got dropped.
Yep, that's
in front
what-
of my family, in front of everybody. So he flew everyone in.
Yeah, that's how it goes. I was just so confident, and I thought it's meant to be. How else does this happen? And it was weird going into the show. I was contacted by like someone in Brian Ortega's management or something, and they're like, he's gonna pick you, like you're gonna be on Team Ortega. So I was like, hell yeah, you know. So my whole head, I was gonna be on Team Ortega, and then Volt picked me like second, you know, and I was like, oh shit.
That's a huge compliment, though, right?
Yeah, and it was funny but like going into it, like going in the fight weeks and stuff. Oh my man, thank you. Going into like fight, I don't do a whole lot, right? I'm big on like making sure I'm healthy, not overdoing it, and bro, they had us doing like Volk a week before his fight does this crazy like called the meat grinder, does this dude. But anyways. Fast forward to the end of the show, we're out in Vegas hanging out with Volk and, you know, and stuff. We're, you know, took us to Aqua, took us some pool party, whatever. But he's like, yo, so we're in the car, and he's like, Scrappy, we didn't think you liked us. Like, we didn't think you wanted to be on our team. And then, cause I was just so like locked in. Like I wasn't like trying to be fun, like, you know, so they thought I didn't like them. Volk and them, I was like, oh, and I told them the truth. I said, well, I just anticipated being on Ortega's team. I just, you know.
So you brought that up. I saw one of the interviews they had for you on TUF, and I was talking to him about it in the car where you're like, you know, like I don't make excuses. Like I'm not married. You know, I don't have kids. I don't have a family. You know, I do want those things. But I think me hearing that, I'm thinking, hey, man, there's other people that are married and have children and are trying to, you know, to build their MMA legacy. So my question was, like, is that, you said because you do want that, is that like your ultimate goal after you
So throughout, I get asked, you know, what's your motivation? Like these type of questions, right? And throughout my career, it's changed. Like why I fight, like my reasons changed, my feel, you know. And for so long, it was to be the man, to be the champ, to be, you know, look at me, right? And then I felt so empty, man. I felt so empty. I was like, I won my 7th pro fight, and I just felt so empty. I felt like this, like, I don't care. Like, dude, I was so, the way I felt after that fight, I didn't think I was going to fight again. I just did. It was nothing about the fight.
Really? It was just like,
I just felt so, like, it didn't fulfill me. It didn't give me that, like, that tick, like, where I'm like, yo, everything, I've left my family, left my mom, and she dies right when I leave, left my little bro, like, left all this stuff behind, moved across country, and then I'm like, I'm hitting a spot where I'm feeling so empty, bro. And
that's interesting.
And then I didn't, it wasn't, I started going to church or nothing. I said, well, let me start praying on it. Like, I've done everything Scrappy can do, everything that I thought was what I needed, right? Whether that be, you know, like, for the longest time, you know, I always thought it'd be cool to have a marijuana sponsor. I got one for 3 years, paid me like $1,500 a month in free, you know, marijuana, and had that. I was surrounded by beautiful women down here. I'm a 7-0 pro fighter, bro, and I was feeling empty. I was like, yo, this doesn't feel like.
Or a lot of guys will be like, yeah,
right. Like you're in South Florida, and I'm not working a job. I'm training full time. I'm able to like do it. You know, I got money in the account now. Like and I felt so empty, bro. And then I started praying on it, and this is around the time the Predator stuff started coming in, and like, bro, I prayed, and I just wanted a purpose, man. And so now coming back to like, you know, like maybe not why I fight, but like why I continue to do it and stuff has changed. I don't know. I kind of detoured from your question, but like my reasons for fighting are much more fulfilling. Like I'm gonna fight for myself, for like, cause I love it, right? I want to fight because this is what I truly love and I enjoy, but also want to fight because I want to use it as a tool to reach others, right? Have a platform to be able to reach others, to let others know. Like, cause I come from such a place where people, they get their 9 to 5 and they sit at the same bar every night. They do this, they do, like, it's such a hamster wheel life, right? I'm like, man, I don't want that. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but
That's
for
right,
me,
Ricky.
yeah, no, for me though, it just was like, but you got to see where I grew up, and I grew up around, you know, alcoholics and just people that don't want to do, you know what I mean? And it's just like, I need something more. So yeah, man, it like came full circle, and I'm like, why am I like, I'm realizing that there's so much more to my life than just fighting. And that's what I'm, yeah, like it isn't all about just fighting. Now I fight because I truly love it, and because I want to use it as a tool to reach my next step in life. And my next step in life is, you know, to be able to support a family, you know, be able to buy my own house, do all these things, right? So now I'm fighting for some real reasons, right? And yeah, my ultimate goal, you know, I want to be in the UFC, I want to be a champion, and I want to have a family. Yeah, I want that normality too, you know. For the longest time, I didn't think I wanted it. I was like, I want to be a superstar. I want to, like, screw it all. I want to be the man. And then I just realized that, like, that isn't...
Your whole perspective changed?
My whole perspective changed. I'm like, yo, that's not me. I don't... Like, I'm telling you guys right now, if God put it on my heart, or if I thought it was part of my plan to never fight again, I wouldn't want to bat an eye. I would be... God, yeah, it was all just a waste. Nah, look where it's got me, right? Got me in some good positions.
Look at the podcast you ended on.
100%. No, but seriously, like,
I feel you. I appreciate that.
Look where it's, you know, it's brought me to make some very good connections, some good life experiences. So if it all ended today with fighting, I would say, you know what? I surpassed what I ever thought I could do. Will you continue and focus on 561 PC? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, there's a whole field there that I could, you know, start.
That's how I I heard about you first
Yeah.
through that,
Yeah.
and then I mean, he looks familiar.
Yeah.
And sure enough, The Ultimate Fighter season 29.
Yeah.
Like that's who's that? Because you were all over the news.
Yeah.
You were all over the news when I saw it. I saw it on YouTube, and I did see that woman that you guys caught.
Yep.
And I was like, damn, so they finally caught a woman.
Yeah.
Are there actually
Finally.
Yeah.
Are there more guys, right?
Yeah.
That you guys catch?
Yeah.
Over?
Of course, more men, but they're out. Women are just as bad out there.
So Trump just passed a law that if you're caught child trafficking,
Yeah.
you get a death sentence.
Wow.
That
Yeah.
passed?
Yeah.
Like 100% passed, or he's
Yeah.
trying
Well, I
to
saw
pass
it on
it?
Instagram.
Wow. Oh, well, there you go.
So it's got to be true.
That's true.
No. Yeah, it's crazy.
So I have any? I have more questions on that,
On which part?
on the predator, the catching the
Well, let's say
predator.
you brought it up again, so we might as well, right?
Yeah. So they have fucking guy
Maybe
he
he
just
wants-
fucking
maybe-
threw me off.
Maybe he wants to join or something.
He just kept fucking staring at me.
So Ricky has that effect on
Wait
people.
a second. What are they? This
Huh?
can't be
They're
happening.
talking about predators. And they hide. Damn, I lost my train of thought.
He got
on,
you
on
good.
the questions on the predator stuff.
Yeah, fucking guy. All right, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, like, what's the craziest experience you've had on that,
On what?
on your Predator show?
Which, all right, to follow up on that.
Yeah.
How hard is it for you, like, not to hit one of these people? Like, because there's other, YouTubers.
Yeah.
Vitali.
I didn't want to say names.
Fuck
Yeah.
Vitali. That shit's fake.
And
Yeah.
where, like, they slap these people. They make them eat the hot chip challenge.
That's Vitali.
Like, there's this other dude. I don't want to say his name because I don't want to give him props or anything. But, like,
I'll say Dap.
no, Joshua.
Dap.
Is that it?
Yeah, DAP.
So he slaps people, kicks people, and
Hey, shout out to Dap because he's got his own reasons for how he handles his stuff, and I am not someone to judge. He's been out there for years doing this, and he's been catching these guys. And like I said, he has his own reasons for why he handles it the way he does. So
you don't think any of that stuff's staged?
not his, no.
Like
Dap's isn't.
that-
No,
that-
Vitality though. I mean,
I don't.
that
That's
stuff
only.
looks.
So that guy Dab is like the only one that I follow on IG.
Uh-huh.
Besides 561 PC,
Mm-hmm.
because like it's two different extremes. Or like you're talking to them and you're asking them, hey, do you see yourself changing? I feel like they can't.
They can.
They cannot.
Yeah.
I just feel
You're
like
talking about the Predators or
yeah,
the
the
host?
predators.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, so one of my craziest experiences, I guess would be this one time this dude, when we busted him, vacation guy, he's like, yo, you better not follow me to my car. And I had a hunch, he was, and so I told the person that was with me recording, I said, yo, stay back, and it was actually the Decoy, shout out to Decoy the Decoy. She was with me, and the dude pulled a gun out and pulled it over his hood of his car and started walking towards the Walmart entrance.
That's
And
South
everybody
Florida.
goes in and they shut the doors but he didn't pull it out. He didn't, fire it or nothing. But that was probably the most like, oh. But I get the same feeling.
Do you carry?
Yes.
Good. Welcome to Florida.
Yeah.
Everybody here carries.
Yeah, for sure. But I definitely feel like probably that was the craziest experience. And I wanna of course I wanna punch every one of them in the face, right? Especially when they're looking at me and dead in the eyes.
And they think
And there's
you're
no
fucking crazy.
and there's no they're looking at me dead in the eyes with no hesitation, sitting there saying, I did not say that. And I go,
well, here's your cock, all right? Like,
is
here's
this it? So here's a great one for you. Guy goes, I didn't send a picture of my penis. I go, buddy,
that's
your face is in it. This is you.
Oh, that's reckless.
Like, so if they answer, and everyone that asks, because I get asked that so much, of course I want to, there'd be nothing better than to put my knee through one of their faces, but can I do that? No, I'm
No,
not,
but you-
I have a great relationship. For the record, we do not work with Delray PD at all in any way. Now, I do have a relationship with them because I've called the cops so many times, and they have
Hey, it's
we
Dustin
have an
again.
understanding. Yeah, I call in, hey, blah, blah, blah. Oh, is this Dustin? 561P? Yep. Okay, thanks. You know.
Nice.
So I look at the longevity. I look at the long return. You know, these other groups that beat them up, they're doing this stuff full time, right? That's their full time job. They do that full time on like locals, and they have thousands of subscriptions, and that's how they make their money, right? This isn't something that I do to make money, right? I'm just doing it to do it because me and Ryan, like I told you, it goes back to us, me and Ryan having a conversation, me feeling like I wanted to do more in life than just fight, and it just, you know, it just happened, right? Now, would I be opposed to doing this and making money in the long run with sponsorship deals or something? No, of course not. I mean, who would turn down it, right? Like, I just started monetizing YouTube videos, and people could say, oh, you're doing it for money. Like, this is my best answer to that. Everyone says that. You know what my best answer to that is? Would a cop be a cop if he wasn't getting paid? Would that paramedic over there be doing what they're doing to be paid? Are they doing it because they're really good people? Or are they doing it because they're looking for a paycheck? I did this for a year and a half before I ever monetized a video and made any money off it, right? We're just doing it to do it. I have spare time. I was in a relationship. I'm young. I'm single. I'm a pro fighter. I got time at night. I don't like going out and drinking. Like, what better way? Go catch some predators, right?
Did you watch any of Chris Hansen's stuff back in the day?
Of course. And that was the only person I knew. I didn't know about DAP. I didn't know about Skeeter G. And I didn't know about any of these other, like, YouTube pred catchers, right? And it wasn't until I got into this world of it, and then I realized there's real groups out there, and Ryan showed me them, you know. So yeah, man, it's just like a learning curve, you know. I've had crazy experiences. I mean, you know, people with the same age kid that they're coming to meet, you know what I mean? Like, it's mind blowing.
Yeah, that's the worst.
It's wild because, like, when they do end up hitting these predators, the predators will call the police on them, and the police has no choice but to charge them for assault.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of those. They do that?
They do that. So, and the thing is,
I seen him. He'd talk about he gets charged for assault.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna bring up, because I know Chris Hansen's show. I personally thought it ended because when you keep the guys and you don't let them leave, it's entrapment or something like that. And like what Vitality does is kidnapping.
Yeah, no. So
you know the laws behind all that, right? So you do it clean.
There's no entrapment when I'm not an officer of the state. I'm not a police officer, right? So when I approach these guys, I let them know, hey, I work with an organization that monitors online activity between adults and children. That's my new go-to line.
Nice.
You know, I'm not a police officer. I'm not there's no entrapment there. Now, how most people say, why don't you start working with the cops? Why don't you start? Then I can't do it. Then that's entrapment. So that's why you can't have any type of connection with the cops.
God, it's kind of ridiculous, though, when you think about it. Like, if they're caught, they're caught.
Yeah, right. So it's one of those things. It's like a fine line of, like, having a relationship with them having a heads up for the cops before we do it. You can't do it, right? You got to call it in like it's a normal crime. But what was the original question?
Oh no, I was just getting to the point that like Vitali, the thing with his is a lot of people say it's kidnapping because they're holding him against their will.
I haven't really watched too much Vitali's besides viral clips, but
he had Colby Covington on there.
Yeah,
punching the guy in the face.
He's doing a bunch of fake stuff, and I'm sure of it.
But even with Chris Hansen, I believe what ended the show was district attorney blew his head off.
Exactly. All right, I was waiting. Yeah, he on camera.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't that I did it. Because I've had guys I've caught kill themselves.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Shit.
Yeah, not in front of me.
Yeah,
but like the next day or 2 days. One time, this is one of the craziest. This is wild.
Do you feel bad when they end their lives? Honestly.
Why would I feel bad?
No. Correct.
Yeah, fuck him.
Well, I'm saying he made a decision. Correct. I didn't do anything.
He was already fucking other kids' lives up. Like a dead one is a good one.
Well, this one was the guy was only like 31, 32, but he was local down here too. So this is crazy. We catch the guy, he admits to it all, whatever. They seized his phone or something. I don't even think he got arrested. They let him go. 2 days later or 3 days later, I get on Facebook and I see a GoFundMe for him.
Oh shit!
And I'm like, yo, what? Some girl that I'm friends with put a GoFundMe up for him and I'm like, yo. So then it gets worse.
Does she not know?
Well, yeah, I know. I didn't post it. Because
snap!
I posted this on my story, right? So it goes on my story, on my Instagram story, and maybe she wasn't my friend. This was Facebook, and I didn't post on Facebook. So 24 hours went away, and then 2 days later he does it. So no one probably connected. Oh yeah, there. So I'm at church, and we do prayer cards.
Sorry.
So our pastor will get prayer cards. All right, before service, we got Anna sick. We got this. Let's pray for these people, right? So then he goes, all right, I got this prayer card. He goes, it says 30-year-old X, his name killed himself. Oh, let's pray for this family, And I was like, I looked up. I'm like, yo,
Oh
what?
my God.
And I told my pastor after, I'm like, yo, I caught that guy that you pray. And he's like,
Bro, is there a lot of family guys? A lot of family?
well,
Like-
I mean, just they're all, you can't,
They're
they're all
all
different.
over.
A lot of husbands, honestly, a lot of guys that are just like, yeah. So I was like, yo, what are the chances? So that was wild. That was a crazy thing. But yeah,
Shit.
there's another guy that we caught. He died like a month later, and in the police thing, it just said unknown. Like we think it was drug related, but yeah, definitely at least have one.
So
Damn.
What happens to these guys? So when the police come and you show them all the evidence, and if they were to admit to it, do they actually like go to jail for a minute, or it's just
Yeah, no, they. It all depends. Who shows up depends on sergeant. Depends on everything, right? There's so much things. The fullest capacity, they get arrested and they're getting charged with luring a minor off the internet and wrongful use of a communication device.
Hey, we know someone at work that had that.
Yeah, so they'll get like those 2 charges, and those are the 2 charges that we can only get stuck right now because my decoys are out of state line. The decoys were here in state line, and then there's like 2 more charges they could get hit with.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so I need to find some local decoys, which it's just not that easy.
Yeah, I'm 13.
Oh shit, man. That's a hell of a side hustle, man. That's a hell of a side
It's
hustle.
an awesome one, bro.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
an
it just
awesome
turned
one.
into the side hustle part. I never really made money off it until I realized I could monetize videos, and I started doing that.
Right,
And-
but even for free, I mean, you're hustling pedos, so.
Yeah. Well, man, I just like I said, man, I go back to how I prayed when I was feeling empty, and I connect with Ryan, and like look how it all works. Like he's working for a huge nonprofit organization now that's changing lives like crazy and saving lives, and look where it's brought us, right? And
You would like to think it really helps too, because the more of these things there are out there, the less these guys are gonna act on their urges.
100%. And then you know how many times, this is how I know that I'm doing something good, is when I get messaged or I get people in public coming up to me saying, hey, you caught this guy that he used to harass me. He
Oh,
did this.
damn.
Oh, that
That's
guy you
awesome.
caught raped my friend in school before. Like, how many times I got some, so I know, like, and for all the people that message me, I get thousands of requested messages, people sharing their stories, asking me for help, whatever the case may be. I see them, you guys, and there's only so much I can do. Only so much. There's so many people reaching out, like in a position, or, wanting me to look into something.
How do you feel about being recognized? Do you get recognized more for catching predators, or your MMA, or a little bit of both?
It's kind of tied together, honestly. People know both. Like, yo, like I love your channel and awesome,
Either
and
way,
good luck on your next fight. So
All right, cool.
it's like kind of a both. But yeah, I mean, it's a kind of inevitable, right? The YouTube's blown up and it's all down here, and then I live down here. So yeah, I mean, I get quite a bit, enough to where it's not too bad, and enough to where it's like, okay, that's cool. Like, right on. Thanks for watching. So
I like that.
it's like an even mix,
Hey, you're getting recognized both ways. That's great.
Yeah, man. And if you would have asked me before how I used to think about things, I would be like, hell, you know what I mean? But, bro, when you realize what really matters in life, you also realize how much stuff that you thought just really doesn't,
No, that's 100%
it's
true,
just so
dude.
crazy, bro. It's just like life can. We talked about it in Bible study today. Actually, funny enough, Robbie Lawler said it. He goes, today we have a Bible study at Cliff FC after training on Mondays, and it's run by Ungla, and there's like 4 or 5 of us, and there's 6 of them, whoever wants to join, but it's every Monday. And it's cool. Robbie Lawler's been coming in, and he's, and if you didn't know, he's like part owner.
One of my favorite fighters.
Yeah, and he's he's like our head coach too. He's like one of our main coaches now. He's sitting and eating with us and listening to Bible study, and then he was just kind of talking about how strong, like, your thoughts, bro. You can. We were talking about it today because we were asking what's our biggest fears. Everyone around the table and asked each other our biggest fears. And it's just crazy how powerful the brain is and how much you can tell yourself a lie and feed yourself So it's like I fed myself alive for so long, like thinking, yo, I want that. I want to be IG famous. I want to be all this stuff when I'm like, yo, no, you know? And then I meet Patty, right? And we become best friends, and we can't even go to the beach without taking 30,000 photos, or can't even eat without a line, you know? Like when I first met him, because he was blown, you know what I mean? I was like, yo, okay, that's actually... Okay, that's like,
too
and I
much,
see
right?
him getting like stressed over it. Like, hey, now
Yeah,
let's go over here. Let's go play pool at this little spot. Let's go. We're changing where we hang out because we're like, yo, he's just getting too. And I see that, and I'm like, so then it's like in the back, even though I don't realize it, it's working in the back of my brain. Like, is that really what you want? You know what I mean? And that's slowly dripping in there. So now these thoughts of wanting to, you know, be this thing start slowly. Until I hit that point where like I said, I was 7-0 and it went away. I just felt empty. It's like this stuff doesn't feel cool anymore. Sleeping around with people it isn't fun. I'm feeling depressed over it, you know? Like doing the worldly things, like, man.
Yeah, at that point, it's like a lot of people keep that up just to impress other people. You're not really fulfilling yourself anymore.
Yeah, man. It's crazy like what we can come up with in our head, you know, and go with it and believe. And, yeah, I'm happy that I'm, you know, fast forward, like I've never been in a relationship. This past year and a half, I've been in a relationship and dating a beautiful woman, girl. I see myself marrying. Huh?
Church?
That meet
Church
her in
girl?
church?
Yeah.
No, but she goes to church with me. She's a believer, and you know, she's finding her faith, and she's absolutely incredible and supports what I do and helps me a ton. Like I waited 10 years to get in a relationship for something like that, you know, like for the right one,
Nice,
you know,
bro.
and it's pretty cool, you know,
Nice.
and like, yeah, man, like when I hit that moment I'm telling you guys about where I felt low, I changed everything up. Like I went celibate. Like I wasn't even texting girls. I wasn't 8 months, bro, nothing. And then I met my girlfriend at a barbecue. Well, actually, I got a funny story how I met her. If you guys, this is kind of crazy.
We want to hear
So
this.
my roommate at the time, right? My buddy, the videography guy, that's what I showed you. I come home from training. He says, "Yo, my sister who lives up in Jupiter, beautiful house, big backyard, having a catered 4th of July party. Come, I got these 2 girls coming." I'm like, all right, I don't know. So I get out of the shower, I come downstairs. These 2 girls are in our living room, and I didn't even pay them any mind. You know, I just ignored it, like, so, you know, kind of did my own thing. And then so my boy actually met her or on Instagram or out and got her number, but like they messaged a couple times on Instagram, you know, whatever. I saw the threads. It was just like casual stuff. And then my boy's just very out there, right? So he FaceTimed her and just straight up said, "Yo, come with us to my," you know, she was with a friend. It started to rain. They're like, screw it. So they came, and long story short, she just said she was crazy. Like she just was like, "Yo, nah, you know." So she jumped ship, even though, mind you, she wasn't even dating like or nothing. But no, come on in. I was telling the story how I met Jaden.
Oh,
This was incredible.
Oh,
It was.
Wait till you try this.
yeah, I'm not giving you it because I know you're going to fight. So, this is baklava.
Oh,
One for
wait.
each.
Oh, is that the famous?
Baklava.
Is that what Action
Bronson.
Bronson names himself after?
Yes.
So what is this?
Baklava.
What
It's a
is-
dessert.
It's phyllo, sheets of phyllo with walnuts, honey inside. Trust me, you'll like
I ate everything.
it.
Renee, it was delicious.
You know?
Yeah.
You guys want anything else?
Stuffed. Thank you
Well,
very much.
That was really good.
Yeah.
That was really, really good.
Yo, shout out to Souvlaki Time.
Yeah, big shout out.
Best Greek restaurant in all of South Florida, in my opinion.
The spicy feta fries.
Oh, they got the beef and lamb.
He told me it wasn't spicy, so I tried it. Sure enough, it was spicy.
Oh, it make me sweat if I eat enough. Yeah.
There it is. The reveal.
Thank you, Renee, for
you.
everything.
So yeah. Anyway, so he invites her over with her friend, and then she just said, "Nah, like I was attracted to you." So she starts. So I have my phone out at the barbecue. I'm watching the fights. It's Saturday, of course. Like that's all I'm doing. So I was like, "All right, I'll come." So she's over talking to me, and I'm like, "Yo, go hang out with Jack," because I could see he's getting kind of annoyed. Like, "Oh, I brought her here," like, you know. So finally, she couldn't hold it. She goes, "Yo, I ain't feeling him." She's like, "You were like," and I was like, "Oh, okay."
You're the one.
Yeah, like, she was, yeah, pretty much, dude. So I was like, okay. And then I saw her throw a football in the backyard, and it was like a perfect spiral, like 30 yards. I was like,
shit.
done deal. You know, and she's a girly girl too, so I was like, yo.
She threw that?
She threw it. I said, come sit by me. You know, I did. So watch these fights, and then that was history, dude. And shout out to my boy Josh, one of my best friends. But you know, I don't think he was mad. I think he gets enough women.
For you,
yeah,
right?
he gets enough women. So, but definitely weird for a couple weeks in the house.
Yeah, so appreciate you, man, for taking all the time to come out here with us and show us one of your sponsors and share
man.
some good food with us. What's next for Dustin, and where can we find you online?
Yo, so March 22nd, Shamrock FC main event, 5-round title fight for the 135-pound strap. That's what's next. I'm gonna go out there, pick up the second title, go 10-0, and you know, I'll follow my faith and believe in God and see where He takes me. He's gonna have a plan fold out in front of me, and I'm just gonna keep walking it, you know, and that's all I can do. I'm not gonna force nothing. If in a perfect world, obviously I get signed after. Do I think it'll happen? Who knows? Probably not. Sean Shelby, I don't know if you don't like me, but I love you. I don't know. I'm sorry. Just give me a shot. If not, the plan's to fight again in May for Shamrock Turnaround and just bust another one out. And my goal would be, since I haven't fought in 18 months, would be to fight 4 times this year and just keep on making keep on making my videos with pred catching, keep on catching preds, and hopefully preventing, even if it's one life, you know, from getting endangered or hurt, one child's life, then it makes it all worth it. So I'm just gonna continue that, continue to build my relationship with Christ and my girl, and just keep doing what I'm doing, man.
Hell yeah,
and just
man.
keep my faith high and see where it takes me.
And so where do they find the show, find you on socials?
You can find me on Instagram at Scrappy135 MMA, or on our Instagram at 561PC, and also on YouTube at 561 Predcatcher. Go check out my stuff. Appreciate all the support.
Yeah, definitely follow him. Cool guy, man. Appreciate the time.
I appreciate you guys coming out. This is awesome.
Thank you, man.